Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm Binyam.
Benyon.
Yeah. Thanks for waiting for me.
No worries. No, I just walked out.
Ah, and you walked out into this amazing balmy. It's like balmy, isn't it?
It is.
It's like so mild.
Awesome. I love it.
Me too. I see we're heading to the airport.
Going to the airport.
Domestic or international?
Domestic.
With.
Air Canada.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries.
I'll get us there.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
Not a commentary on my driving, I promise.
That's okay.
Sam, I was also going to mention, unusual thing I do in my Uber in the morning, especially get my riders to sing me opera. Hence the music. Just kidding. I don't do any such thing.
You're not going to get me off. You can try.
But I do live stream in my Uber, so I just want to give you a heads up so you don't say anything that you don't want going on the internet. It's just me on the camera, so yeah.
No worries.
So you're off camera that way, nonetheless. But just
Okay.
wanted not to catch you off guard. And after you tell me all the family secrets. Yeah.
All good. All good.
I don't know. It stays like this. It's still dark, yes, but I think there's something promising just about the prospect of clear skies and warm weather. I'm like, what a combination.
Bad day to be leaving.
I know. Are you from here?
Kinda.
Kind of. Okay. So you don't
Yeah.
live here anymore.
I don't, but I used to.
But you used to.
Yeah.
And so you're feeling that sense of, oh, already?
Well, it's just today I don't really want to be leaving because
Yeah.
it's so nice out. It is so,
Oh,
like
I
you said,
know.
it's balmy. It's
Ideal.
beautiful out there.
Why not leave like when it's like in the middle of a blizzard, right? And you're like,
Exactly.
good riddance.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, the setting in which you're going to, is it as nice or nicer perhaps, or is there a contrast there?
It's no, it's a little bit colder at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit colder than here.
Hence the reticence that you're experiencing.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. Yes, I'm not going to Vancouver Island. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
It's usually nicer when it is here. But I'd say, this is probably one of the nicest spots in Canada at the moment in terms of weather.
In terms of weather and also in terms of economy too.
Yeah. Yeah, Calgary is.
I think there's a lot of folks who are migrating just to experience a little bit more alleviation, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Such are the dynamics of the times we're in.
It certainly is. Certainly is. You've lived here for a while?
5 years this time around. I came here 15 years ago to finish my studies. I grew up in BC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's the contrast.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I was in the interior, like around Kamloops.
Okay.
And it's interesting because most people, when they hear I'm from BC, they're like, oh, it's nice and warm there. I said, only in the small corner of the province.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, it's pretty, comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the mainland, I tell them, that has that milder aspect to it. But no, when I came out here, though, I kind of fell in love with this place. Easily, yeah. I'm one that, well, I've known for a long time. I love the city, like being in this city setting, even though I've never lived in one here in Canada. Aren't these beautiful, these trees?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's really nice what they've done here.
Yeah. I didn't notice, but even over here, they've got like presents and.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
That's
Oh, there's
cute.
presents over there. Yeah, I know.
Oh, bears.
Quite well done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, but
I
after.
haven't made my way down here
No
since
way.
they put the lights up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stephen Avenue Mall's all lit up as well. It's quite nice.
It is beautiful. I love. Yeah, it's very picturesque.
Yeah, it's very picturesque.
That's a neat little street there. Just pedestrians only. During the daytime, it's very hopping. Even in the evening, there's a bit of nightlife.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's the peculiar aspect of our city here, where the city doesn't really have much of a nightlife. So everything kind of shuts down after everyone goes home from work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the evening events, they happen like over in the Beltline, just over in one more neighborhood,
Right.
as opposed to down here. So yeah, it's kind of a unique contrast, in comparison to other cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
long was your stay this time here?
Oh, 4 weeks.
4 weeks, like a month.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Here for work, so.
So enough
That's
to
long.
experience some of the frigid stuff.
Exactly.
Oh
Got to
man.
experience that.
Mm.
That was a bit of a shock.
I know. That's
It's a
the
bit too cold, too fast. For me, anyway.
the interesting part is that's what usually is the balmy for us in the middle of winter. When we view of appropriate, right? We're like, oh, minus 15, minus 20, about time, you know?
Yeah.
After the deeper cold.
Yeah.
But at the outside, it's still like, oh, this is brutal and cruel and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Those are good words.
Expressive words they are.
Yeah.
How long have you been gone from Calgary?
Oh, geez. A long time. Yeah, I lived here like 25 years ago.
Oh wow, that is a time ago.
Yeah, so I've been back.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
but, yeah, this is the longest I've been here actually since
You moved away.
I moved away. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Kind of I'm revisiting
memory lane.
some of it.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. Where some of
Yeah.
it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
The ring road didn't exist back then.
Yeah, that's a big inclusion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Croton Trail
It's
had
different.
stoplights. Didn't
Yeah.
have all these overpasses and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was quite different back then.
Yeah. So you see like a lot more of those starker changes that have happened since.
Yeah, a lot of growth in the Northwest, for example.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't say, I'm sure it's happening in the Southwest as well.
It really is. I can confirm
But I've
it.
always lived in the Northwest.
Yeah.
So for me, except for a very short time off of the drive,
Yeah.
so that's the area I know best.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
and certainly, yeah, when I left, I think there was, well, there's certainly, we lived there, but
Or like Rocky Ridge, for example, and
Rocky Ridge was just, it was trees. It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
there were acreages back then.
wow, yeah. And now it's like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
People who are, taking space here. Tuscany, what was Tuscany like at that time? Because Scenic Acres would have still been there when you were here back then, right?
Me?
Scenic Acres would have still been there, right? Scenic, that's just off of, Shaganapie, going the other way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
Going the other way?
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah.
You mean past Varsity?
That's right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that area is, well, there's Parkdale as well, right?
Yeah.
I think it's called Parkdale.
I think you're right, yeah, in that area there.
Yeah.
So, I guess the feel for you when you come back, there's nostalgia, but is there any sense of like, oh, I wish I hadn't left or something like that? Or is it like, oh, this is just nice for, the moments that I'm here to just touch base and then head back to where home is now?
Yeah, just
Okay,
pretty much.
yeah.
Pretty much just, yeah, it's nice to visit,
Yeah.
but no other than that.
Yeah, okay. And I find that very interesting because I often hear from other Calgarians who have moved away out of interest in saying, I've always lived here, so I want to experience something different. And then when they move away is when they realize, oh my goodness, here's what Calgary was. And then they come back with that renewed sense of appreciation and like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, Calgary's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
People here are really friendly. That part of Calgary hasn't changed, which is nice. The sea train goes further than
Yes.
it used to.
Yeah.
Still very reliable and very comfortable and very easy to get. So.
Did you hear that we were talking about an additional line?
Oh, there's been extensions and additional lines like since the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is remarkable
Yeah.
how much Calgary put into public transit such a long time ago. They just kept adding on and not overdoing it so that it would be affordable.
Yeah.
Where's the extension expected now?
Well, it's kind of in flux still. So we got the two crisscross, the red line and the blue line, that go to different corners of the city.
Yeah.
But the additional one, I think, is supposed to maybe even approach the airport as well too, and going to. And now it's called the Green Line, and it was going to be. The province is actually going to help with funding for this one too.
Right.
And I think the plans fell through at some point, at a critical point, so it was up in the air, and only recently have they re-engaged in negotiations. So I'm not quite up to date. It's back on the table, but I think the reason the province wasn't quite on the same page with our city in those plans was because maybe the city's plans were ambitious, and the province was like, we can't foot that bill, like for that extension, so we had to renegotiate and say what's more appropriate or whatever. So yeah. And then of course you might have heard of the water main break in
Yes.
the city. Oh my goodness, yeah. That was an experience for all of us together collectively.
I can imagine. I mean, just, yeah, that's quite the outage. Not
Yeah.
being able to use water freely.
For a few months.
Yeah, you appreciate again
Yep, for sure.
having water.
Yeah. Yeah, and even watching the conversation that evolved from that, as far as, well, it was an encumbrance for everyone collectively, right? But just also the response, sometimes there's a really good sense of community spirit that says, let's do this together, let's shoulder up. But I think this one here had more of a grumbling to it, saying, like that's a lot to ask. And maybe also just because these city officials, they weren't in a good space with a general representative populace. And so there was just that bit of an edge there too.
Yeah.
And then it happened again, like later in the summer. Oh my.
Speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's bound to happen, right? If these things aren't maintained and,
Yeah.
the infrastructure gets old eventually. So.
Yeah. And then the Deerfoot has been seeing some expansions in this little section that we're in currently. So they're trying to add a few more lanes in the center. So where once upon a time there was that grassy medium there, now they've been working for the last year at trying to pave that and get that set to add a couple more lanes, especially in some of these bottleneck zones.
Right.
Remember, at the end of the day, sometimes it was just a slog getting out of the city for those who are in Airdrie or down south as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deerfoot's always been kind of busy thing.
It's been a very heavily used artery.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's why.
That's why this is going on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Deerfoot used to be like 100 kilometers an hour, didn't
It did. Currently, this zone is about 80, like especially when the workers are here.
it? Yeah.
It is 100, but I think just while they're trying to get this work here done,
Yeah.
is the restricted zone here. Yeah.
It's funny because, you say that, but it doesn't look like they're doing much.
Not at the moment. Yeah, I know
Like
what
they
you're.
must be,
Yeah.
they must be setting up. I don't know. I guess maybe we'll see where they're working.
So there's sections here. Actually, quite a bit of the section here. They actually got to the paving part.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost basically almost done. I think it's just they were trying to do all the work before the snow fell.
Right.
And I think in the midst of this messiness, they can't do as much. So now it's just paused until they can re-engage. Yeah. But you can see
There's some work there.
yeah, exactly.
Because if you hadn't mentioned it,
Yeah.
and I'm looking,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that.
Yeah. All right, do one more lane over here. You'll be able to see down the center here.
Yeah.
This is probably where they're still doing some more work, but it's quite paved, and they're putting the blocks in the center there now. And on the other side, they've actually even opened one more lane on that side there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's much confidence that it's going to make a difference. But at least it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think this road's always going to be busy.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But that's where the ring road has become so instrumental in alleviating. Because I've used that quite a bit. It's a beautiful way to just pop out. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Finding Nemo.
Oh, a long time ago, yeah.
So you remember the turtle guys in the water? The turtles, oh dude, like they talk like surfers, right?
Yeah.
And
They're catching the wave. Right?
yes, exactly. And there's this current, an underneath current that you jump into and then jump out wherever you need to in the ocean. And so I feel like that's what our ring road is like,
Yeah.
in that you pop out at a certain point in the city and then pop back in a different one in a really convenient way.
I know, but it's very good. It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
I agree. It's very, I mean, Calgary city planning, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
is some of the best, honestly. Like planning the infrastructure,
Yeah.
making sure the water mains are bursting. And,
Unexpected.
they need to
Tend to
upgrade
those.
that
Yeah.
when it comes to transport.
Yeah.
Road planning, that sort of thing. Calgary's
I think
Calgary's
it's
right up there.
it's for me fascinating and amazing to watch because I'm thinking about the minds that orchestrate this, right? For example, like even with the development of like bypasses instead of traffic lights, the ability that someone has, Sam, to walk to an area before it's even developed, like even as we come up to the turnoff here, this is Beddington here going this way. But if you pass it, you'll see some more work going on the right. But just the fact that someone could just look at an area before anything is in existence there and make plans and like measurements and like in their mind have like a vision and then they communicate that to a whole crew of different people with different skill sets to come in a certain sequence to lay down the ground and foundations and all the things
Yeah.
to eventually like have a finished product. It is, I look at the human intellect that way in so many ways and I'm like, oh, that's the way my brain does not work. So I appreciate when I see someone else who has that capacity to think and engage and do, you know?
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
on that kind of scale. Yeah. For sure. They've definitely done a good job here. I mean, every city has traffic.
Yeah. And they have to, yeah.
Compared to other cities.
What I've heard.
Calgary traffic is traffic on Montreal.
Or
Try driving there.
Toronto. Or Vancouver. Toronto I've heard
Vancouver.
is like the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
The thought that goes in my mind when I think of those settings is, my goodness, those individuals have so many opportunities to grow in patience, but I'm not seeing their effects yet.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't have any choice but to just bide your time going through it, right?
I know. Yeah.
But then there's almost a sense, it seems from my observation, of a person sitting in traffic and what could be like a really wonderful checking out opportunity and just resting, you know, from, like you can't go anywhere or do anything, so it's just like a moment for, you know, just kind of recalibrating.
Yeah.
The observation though is more so that they are under this mantle of stress, like that's just pressurized and continuing. So it's almost like there's tension there, and like you can't make time go faster or you can't make traffic go faster. But it's just that zone that it seems that people can get stuck in.
That's a good way of looking at
I like thinking of alternate storylines that could be more compelling.
it. Are you a writer in your spare time?
I'm not. No. I mean, I'm gifted at writing, but I don't. I mean, I'm committing to writing a book this coming year. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
I like to think after the fact. Okay, now I can call myself a writer. In theory, not yet.
That's okay. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
It's very modest of you.
Oh, thanks, Sam. No, I would say more than a writer. I feel I'm a thinker. So I take an observation, I listen to different perspectives. I mulch ideas. You know how a cow chews its cud?
Yeah.
I feel that's what I do with ideas, to find the most compelling ones. and then I sort of lean into them to find out how the strength that an idea could carry.
Yeah.
And then if I find it compelling, I talk about it.
That's, and then you're gonna write about it. Right?
Yes.
So you can write about some of these ideas.
True. But that's the thing is, I could write about so many things, but here's where that sequential prioritization comes in. What comes first? What do I want to address first, right? It's almost like, for example, when you're doing a task, you might be thinking of the finished product, but how do you get there, right? And so some people, you know, in the excitement, they may start halfway through saying, you do this, oh, but then you have to do this first. And then, oh, wait, let me just back up a few steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my area of discipline is how do I figure out the progression of what needs to be addressed first, and then sort of incrementally, progressively go forward in a way that others can come along in bite-sizable chunks. Because I think change in life happens in that realm where it's progressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like making it realistic. These Christmas lights here, they're a little bland right now. For me, it's bland now. What they had here before was the kind that were just colorfully changing in a beautiful, slow rainbow color.
I still think it's nice. It's nice that they're doing something.
It is, absolutely. I'm just saying my contrast is what they're doing just a few days ago. I'm like, oh, where's the color again? I want that color. The beautiful, oh yes,
lights.
yes. But it is nice. Yes.
Good on you, Calgary.
I-
Give it a go.
I love that you're so aware of these things. A challenge for people to see these things because,
I've got to take these things in.
true.
It's there.
Yep.
It's there to.
And that usually comes from perspective too, right? Or contrast. That's what it is, I think. Maybe those who have been here a long time are seeing the leaf for the trees, and you're seeing the forest for the trees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed my time with you this morning, Sam.
Yeah, it was a very nice ride. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's very rare when people have a nice ride with me, so I appreciate that feedback.
Very nice ride.
Sometimes I'll have people saying things like, drive safe now, and I'll tell them, I'll start driving safe now that you've told me. Up to now, it was just up to, chance. But no, it's delightful. For a morning, especially.
Yeah.
I find in the mornings I have to gauge where most of my riders are because sometimes they're not keen to be spry. And my personality can be considered spry, so.
Yeah. Well, you're friendly. You like what you're doing. You're
do.
enjoying life.
I am.
I can't fault anybody for that.
No. Let me grab your bags in the back here. Good morning, friends. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Okay, I have to hustle up to my next spot. Got my key here. There we are. Okay, let me touch base with you guys on the next ride. That was my time with Sam. It was really sweet and beautiful. We had a lovely little connection. Off to the next one, 15 minutes away. I think I can make it. Yeah, I should be able to make it. I'll touch base with you guys in about 15 minutes. Ciao.